What's up, everybody? Let's add Brian to speaker as well. What's up, Brian? I know you're driving to a meeting.
Hey, Mo.
What's up? It's always a pleasure to have you. I'd love you to give an introduction on our featured ambassador guest, but shortly when our guest arrives. So I'm just gonna make an announcement on Discord and get everybody in here. It's an honor and a pleasure, Brian. Always.
Thanks, pal. So while we're waiting for Mo to come back, hi everybody, Brian J. Esposito. I am driving, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay, and there's a good connection. I want to thank everybody for joining what I think is going to be a great conversation, hopefully like the rest of them and all of our future ones. So the title, The Meta and Music Entertainment with Roanne Mesirow. And obviously we'd like to try to do some nice whitelist giveaways for everybody that comes up and speaks. Ro should be coming up shortly. She's a phenomenal executive in the music industry. She manages and works with some tremendous talent, a lot of DJ artists. She is the future of the music industry, so we are honored as Bapes and BapesClan to have Ro join the list of 25 Bapes ambassadors. When she pops up here, you'll see why. She's one of the best people in the industry and just in general. Just a good heart, wants to see her clients and her great company, Mezz Entertainment, succeed. She's done a phenomenal job carving her way through this industry. I know firsthand the music industry is as cutthroat as it gets. I got my throat cut probably 50 times over the last 10 years as I managed and maneuvered in the space before I got a good strong footing. Made some great friends and did and continue to do some wonderful projects. So when Ro comes up, King Mo, I see Ro in the audience here. If we want to bring her up,
let me see where Ro. Or that's Doug. Where's Ro? Oh, I see. There we go. Invite to speak. Yeah, what's really interesting, it's not just music, though. It's fashion, hospitality, so many different industries. So I can't wait to speak to Ro and ask her some questions and stuff. Learn.
Yeah, no, she's great, and she's been doing a phenomenal job engaging with the Bapes community. So hopefully some of the people listening have had the chance to speak with her. She's got such a great team at Mezz Entertainment, and it's one of those companies that you just know it's going to be a staple in the industry as she continues to grow. We've strategized and partnered with some wonderful things moving forward in the music industry in general, and then how we're going to be applying that to the BapesClan and Bapes, this wonderful Bapes community. Hey, Douglas, how are you?
I think Doug's really sick, but you know what, guys? You guys could actually spread the word through the community. We actually want to give away 20 different whitelist spots to people who are tuning in. So everybody has a chance in this Twitter space for a whitelist spot. So it's going to be awesome. So what we do, guys, this is the plan. Let me tell you guys the plan. When it comes to like the Twitter giveaways and everything like that, we're going to announce every single Twitter giveaway publicly on our whitelist account. If you guys don't follow our whitelist account, make sure you do and you have your DMs turned on, because we're going to announce publicly under every single tweet. We're going to reply or quote retweet it. And then once we announce the winner, we're going to DM you for your Discord. Once we give you the Discord role, you just fill out a form on our Discord. It's completely private. It's secure. And then you're on the you're officially on our whitelist, and you'll have a chance to mint. And I think Mezz Entertainment is requesting to speak. So here we go, Brian Drumwell. I'm so excited. Hey, is
Yes, hi. So sorry about that. I don't know why it wasn't coming up. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you. I brought up your main account, and then I guess you had to go into the Mezz Entertainment. We're gonna being a founder of Mezz Entertainment, I have so many questions. I'm super excited, and it's an honor and a pleasure to be speaking with you today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here also.
Awesome. I mean, Brian, do you kind of want to give an introduction on BapesClan 25 ambassadors, first fund, why Roanne Mesirow?
Yeah,
that's how I want.
I know it's why not. Obviously, is the right question to ask. But so I don't want to repeat what I said before in long form. But Ro, phenomenal music executive, built one incredible entertainment company called Mezz Entertainment. We've been working together for some time. She's one of the best people I know. Good heart, genuine, really wants to see her clients and obviously her company grow, surrounds herself with remarkable people. And as I was mentioning before, the music industry is as cutthroat as it gets. The entertainment industry is as cutthroat as it gets. I've been through all the pitfalls and challenges, and I have the most utmost respect for Ro, her entertainment company, and what she's managed to accomplish. It is not easy. So, why Ro? She's again incredible character, incredible integrity. Wants to see people succeed. Will do anything possible to help people succeed. I've seen her travel the world to do so. Supports things that she believes in, and all the criteria that all these Bapes ambassadors have. They all have the same beautiful heart, and I think the communities experience that when they're speaking with them directly.
Yep.
And Ro is just another amazing person that's part of this MetaVester Fund 1, and we're honored to have her. And I will leave the stage to you and Ro.
Thank
No,
you.
I mean, Brian, you actually mentioned this before. Like, there was hundreds of possibilities when it comes to ambassadors, but you said this. You said, if you work on like a big deal, you've seen those deals not kind of go through because of ego or because someone's arrogant or just maybe they're not of the best character. But these 25, you mentioned one thing, Ro, right? Her heart, her character, her integrity, her credibility, her knowledge into the space. So yeah, it's a pleasure and an honor, Ro, to be speaking with you today. And if you could kind of give a rundown, introduce yourself to the Bapes community. We've been growing so much. We're so humbled by the support of the past couple of weeks. We have I think we're nearing over 200,000 followers. With a short amount of time, and it's just the beginning. It's not even the beginning. It's like the pre-beginning, right? So the hype meter's at 10%. We have so much more in store. Maybe it's at 5% actually. But we're just so interested, bro, in hearing your story and kind of give a rundown and an introduction of who Roanne Mesirow is.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Brian, for that very kind intro. I really appreciate it. So my name is Roanne Mesirow. A lot of people call me Ro. Either one is fine. And you know, I have a very diverse background. Music was not my was gonna do. I grew up in Chicago. I went to school in California. I studied international business and French. I lived in Paris for my junior year, and I did a fashion PR internship where I worked like all the like Paris Fashion Week shows, like backstage, making sure the models had their looks and hair and makeup, and making sure that the venue was set up properly and that everyone was seated where they were supposed to be, etc. Setting up photo shoots, working with designers to like make sure that their product was set up in the showroom properly, etc. So I was in love with that business. I wanted to work in fashion. So, when I finished school, I was like, I want to move to New York. I had a friend from Paris who worked for the United Nations at the time, and she had a 2-year contract in New York. And I went to visit her senior year of college, and she's like, just move to New York. You'll love it. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it. And I did, with no job, very little money,
Wow.
no family. Um, I,
Wow.
yeah, a lot of people in my life really questioned my sanity level. And I didn't want to go back to Chicago. Chicago's an amazing city, but it just never felt like home for me. I never felt,
Hmm.
like connected to it. And then
Yeah.
LA, just at the time, like fast forward to now, I am part time in LA, but at the time, I don't know, I didn't like LA. So I was like, okay, I just need something different, and I want a fresh start, and I want to start new. And let me tell you, that first year in New York was like nothing I can even describe. I mean, I lived in some of the worst possible apartments you can imagine. Uh, fifth
Oh my
floor walk
God.
ups, you know, critters that I just hate to think about. I needed a job. I rented a room from this guy who was a real estate broker um, in Spanish Harlem, and I just needed something quick and something cheap. So I was like, screw it, I'm just going to take it. He didn't seem, he seemed mentally sound. So I was like, okay. And I wanted to do fashion PR, but I couldn't find a job. I was offered internships, so I was like, I'm just gonna do it. But they weren't paid, so I did a fashion PR internship 3 days a week, and then I worked retail at this high-end jewelry store near Rockefeller Center 4 days a week. So I was working 7 days a week for 4.5 months, which means I was doing my laundry at 5 in the morning at the laundromat, which means I was doing grocery shopping at 9:30 at night, which means I was pulling my hair out by the end of it, like figuratively.
Wow. But you were grinding though. You were grinding to chase your dreams. And I want to ask you real quick though, like where do you get that work ethic from? Working 7 days a week, trying to make ends meet, doing whatever you could do. Like where does that come from?
I don't know. To be very honest, I think I grew up in a very chaotic environment that where a lot of things were out of my control, and I just never wanted to live that way again, and I wanted to get to a place where I could control my environment, and where I didn't have to depend on people, where I could run the show, because I just felt so, I guess, powerless over certain situations. And I just wanted to create my own world that made me happy. And
Yeah.
I needed it. I needed it more than I needed my next breath of air. I needed to
I'm
make it.
yeah, 100%. And you did. God bless. I'm on your website right now, mezzentertainment.com, and I see three things, three words that just stand out to me. Trust, vision, flight. Right? You trusted in yourself. The vision was always there, but the flight, that's what I want to know. When did things start to kind of take off for you? So you're in New York, you're working 7 days a week, you're working every single day for months on end. What happened?
What happened is I wasn't sustainable, and I knew someone who worked at William Morris, and I asked in the LA office, and I asked them if they could send my resume into the New York office, and I got an interview and I got hired. I started in the mailroom. I was there for a year and a half. It wasn't a good fit, but I learned a lot. And then after that, I started working at the Ace Hotel, and that's where things changed. I did event planning at the Ace Hotel, and I loved it. It was the first time I'd had a job where I was recognized for my talents. The director of operations loved me. She didn't, micromanage me. She saw that I was doing what I needed to do, and she respected that. And she's like, "Yeah, Ro, just go do it. Do what you need to do to get things done." And a young lady that sat next to me at work, she had gone to the NYU Clive Davis Institute for recorded music, and she was a rapper from Biloxi, Mississippi. And I wasn't very close to her, but we were cool. We sat next to each other, and she would hear me on the phone with my clients. And one day, out of the blue, like literally out of the blue, she turned to me and she said, "Ro, you would make such a good manager." I was like, "Really?" And she's like, "I've never met someone as on top of their shit as you."
Wow.
And that was it. It was like within a month, I had an entertainment lawyer and a contract, and I was managing this girl that I didn't even know that well, but I loved her music. I loved her energy. And I was like, what do I have to lose? Like, I love music. I grew up in Chicago, big in the hip hop scene. And she was like a female Common. And like, I was like, let's do it. And I just dove in head first. It didn't feel like a job, which is the key for me. I don't want to feel like I'm a slave to my job. I want to feel like my job lights me up, fulfills me, empowers me. Like, that's what I want. I never, ever want to have a job that's a job. Like, I think that's like the worst way to live. I really do, because I've been
Yeah.
in those situations.
And it's so sad because I mean, probably millions, maybe even billions of people are literally living that exact with that exact mentality. Like they sometimes they need a job, or like they just want a certain job, or they have to do the certain job, but or maybe they're scared to start their own business, or they're scared to take that leap. Like you said before, people question your sanity. You know, when
Yes,
you went to when you went to New York,
they
and
did.
do you want to kind of expand on that? Like, who were the doubters? Who were the like what were they kind of questioning? Why like if you're just going to New York, be like, yo, I'm just going to New York. I'm just gonna find other opportunities. Like, what's so bad about that? What was so crazy at that time?
Well, I had never spent more than a few days in New York City in my entire life, so I didn't know the city at all.
Yeah,
I didn't have a job lined up. I didn't
yeah.
have anyone financially assisting me. I didn't have savings. I didn't have family there. I had one friend
Wow.
there, and they were like, "Why don't you come back to Chicago? You know a lot of people, or why don't you go to LA? Your sister's there. Why don't you, pause and try and get a job somewhere first before going somewhere? Why would you go to the most expensive city in the world without a job and money?" Like, all of
Oh
those
my
things, not only the
God.
most expensive city, but also like the most difficult city to thrive in, because it's so cutthroat. There's a million people trying to do the same thing as you. And
Yeah.
if you don't do it 5 steps ahead of them and 10 times better, you're screwed.
And they say that if you make it in New York, you make it anywhere because that's the spot, right? That's the competition. It's the mecca of competition. It's
Right. And like, I'm not going to lie, my first year, I, I was not sure how long I was going to last. It was rough. It was so uncomfortable, scary.
Was that the hardest year of your life? That first
Yes.
year? Wow.
Yes.
Because you were working multiple jobs, laundromat, just trying to make ends meet. Wow. And then out of nowhere, just boom, the flight, right? Ace Hotel. You get that interview. You're in. I mean, how did that feel, by the way? That when you got accepted, like, did you feel that relief right away?
I mean, my at William Morris Endeavor, I mean, that was, I'm not going to lie, that was not the right fit for me. But to
Mhm.
get out of the 7-day-a-week cycle
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I mean, I was working in a mailroom. So, I mean, you can imagine like what that does to someone's ego, right? So,
Yeah.
it's not an ideal situation, especially for someone with my personality. But I did
Yeah.
it because I met a lot of people and I learned the business.
Yeah.
And also, you deal with so many intense personalities in that business. So, like, I feel like if you can master that and be successful around that type of energy, it just will help you in all of your future endeavors. Because
Yeah.
the entertainment business, there's a lot of personality in it. There just
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. You gotta know how to
Um,
talk to people. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you,
So
do you think that's the number one thing of being a manager is knowing how to talk to different personalities and say the right things?
I think yes, I think having effective communication skills is the most important thing. And I think the second most important thing is staying on top of what you have to take care of, because I feel like I'm a juggler. Like, I'm doing a juggling act every single day. I was just talking to one of the people that work for me, who's starting to experience, it's his first year in New York, and he's starting to experience the stress of juggling multiple projects for multiple people, and they're high pressure, and it's like, and he's like, it's a lot, and it's like, yeah, it is a lot to
All at the same
juggle
time.
all at the same time, all at the same time. And for everything that comes to fruition, there's 1,000 things that didn't. And just tracking all of those things, trying to get deals taken care of, managing people, managing staff, managing business associates, managing potential business associates,
Yep.
venue owners, club managers,
Sponsorship.
labels. Yes, everything. The list goes on and on. It's never ending, but it's so worth it. I'm sitting at my desk right now, and what I keep at my desk, I have letters
Hmm.
from people who used to work for me, like interns or staff,
Yeah.
letters of appreciation, letters
Wow.
saying how much their time with me meant to them, how much it changed their life. And it reminds me I am doing something right if I have all these people
Yeah. Wow.
behind me and supporting me.
That's so
Um,
amazing and inspiring. That's super cool. Because you're changing their lives for the better. Like they could look back and be like, "Wow, like that was a time I've learned so much, right? I could take all of this with me, and it made me the person I am today." And you did that, Ro, right? You did that. So wow, that's awesome.
yeah, no, and also, managers have a really bad reputation in the business, and part of my mission is to change that, or at least show people that, yes, of course there's going to be some bad seeds, but there's also managers that really genuinely care about your well-being and want you to succeed and want you to reach your goals and feel good about the work you're doing, and you're not just a paycheck to them. um
People
and
like Douglas.
yeah.
Managers like Douglas. Absolutely. I was sitting here listening to this and I'm like, oh my goodness, she does what I do or I have done for the last. I didn't even realize that. I thought mostly it was, I didn't realize you actually did personal managing of people. So you've gotten the 3 a.m. call that there's demons in their head before.
Yes, part of being a manager, you're their business partner, advisor, you're their therapist, and you're their mother all at the same time.
Wow.
Yes.
Uh,
Wow.
yeah. So when you're sitting there talking about, because you enjoyed the job you have now of being that and running a company, and you were talking about William Morris. You know how many shouting matches I've been with William Morris and CAA. I'll just throw their names out there because I don't care. But the standard big talent agencies and management companies. Because I've been gaming manager, YouTube manager, a music manager over the years, and some of these agencies are so slow, move so slow, and they take their sweet time and they ghost you, and then in the end they don't do what's best for their clients a lot of times. And
Right.
so for me in gaming, I mean I go to bat for for the guys in gaming all the time, and sometimes they'll sign exclusively with the wrong management company,
Right.
and then when you try to do something with that person, you end up spending 3-4 weeks waiting for the lawyers of these agencies to get back. And the deal you offered was for that week or the next week. And the reason I bring that up is because that's why I like BapesClan, is because just like me, it likes to move fast and do things in the time frame of the interweb. The interwebs move at about a day every
Speed of
2 days.
speed of light, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
speed of light. And with this meta investing idea, the idea that someone that has a great idea or a great project can now come to us and we're like, yeah, okay, that sounds good. Let's put it up for a vote. Let's see what everybody else thinks about your idea. And if the idea is good, we don't have to wait for a bunch of crappy lawyers or some talent management company. Listen, let's pull the trigger, Bapes. Let's go ahead and invest and see what happens and see if we can't grow this in the speed of light. So I didn't mean to jump in there,
No, it's okay.
but I was just like, oh my God, like my twinsy right here. you know. So, it's nice to hear your experience, and I'm so glad I didn't do it the hard way like you did. I got to do it the easy way. But I mean, actually going to a mailroom, actually having to work for William Morris. Oh my goodness! And down there in the dungeon of their mailroom. Oh no! My hat's off to you. I don't know. I couldn't handle that, not even for 2 days. And you said you did it for a year and a half. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, I don't know how I did it, but obviously
I want to ask you,
Oh,
Ro.
and if anyone wants to go tell on me, my name is Douglas, and you can tell them I said it, and I don't care, right? So, and while you're at it, you can tell loaded.gg too. I said the same thing about them.
Doug's calling shots. Ro, did you want to say anything? I know. I sorry I cut you off, but
no, I don't remember what we were saying. I
well,
don't remember
I
what
want to
was
talk to
said.
you about the transition from being a manager to founding Mezz Entertainment and what that is. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, this whole journey has really been mind blowing because I'm very type A, right? I'm a compulsive planner. My organizer would probably make you want to stick a fork in your eye. Like, it's crazy. And like, so everything I planned, right? I planned where I was going to go to college. I knew I was going to study abroad in Paris for a year. I knew I was going to, then I made the decision to move to New York. And I was like, okay, I'm going to work for Chanel and work with Karl Lagerfeld, may he rest in peace. And like, that was my plan. And nothing that is good in my life was something that was planned. Like I told
Wow.
you, the conversation with Genesis, how she just turned
Wow.
to me out of the blue.
Yeah.
And then, so some of her friends that are rappers, they saw the work I was doing for her. And they're like, oh shit, like we
Yo,
want
hook me up.
we want Ro to manage us. So then I slowly started adding clients. And I'm not, obviously I'm one person, right? So I was like, okay, I can't do all of this by myself. So how can I get help when I don't have money to hire people? That's the $1 million question. Okay, so I need to get interns. So I was talking to my accountant, and in order to get interns, you have to have a registered LLC. So in order to give them college credit. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to start an LLC or else I'm not going to be able to get interns so I was kind of like thinking about what I wanted my company name to be. And, my last name is Mesirow. It's not spelled with a Z, but there's a very distant cousin named Mezz Mesirow. That was his stage name. And he is related to me. And he was a very famous jazz musician. And there's actually a jazz club in Harlem. Not in Harlem, in Chelsea, called Mesirow that's named after him. And he was famous because, he was a white guy. He married a black woman in the 1940s, which was very frowned upon. He was selling weed backstage at the jazz clubs in Paris. Like, he was just, he went against the grain in every possible way. He was famous in Paris for selling weed at the jazz clubs. Like, and this was like the 1940s, 1950s, and then
Wow.
he was playing saxophone with like Louis Armstrong, like he was all over Paris. And then he eventually was he lived in Harlem for a while. He just did everything against the grain. So I was like, I should call it Mezz Entertainment because I feel like there's a lot of commonalities between himself and me. So I was like, okay, so I started my LLC so that I could hire interns and give them college credit. So I started my LLC in 2017. I started managing in 2015. So for 2 years, I was just doing it on my own and getting my feet wet and learning the business. And then I started my LLC, and then I started getting interns. I got my website built. I got my logo made. It was real. It was just like, I was like, wow, like this is insane. Like, I have a company. Like, people are
So
like, well, how
inspiring.
did you know you were ready to start a company? It's like, you're never ready. You're never gonna be ready. It's like, you just do it because it's the next thing in front of you. It's the next action in front of you to get your life moving in the direction that you want it to move,
Yeah.
you know?
And everybody could do it on the side. You know, like everybody right here could make an LLC, whether you're a doctor, engineer, you're a student in college, doesn't matter what you're doing, or you're even a gamer. It's good to have your own business, have that asset, and then you funnel in like your creativity and your leadership and what you want to do. And if it pops, right?
Right. Exactly. So yeah, I started building up my internship program. You know, I started getting in touch. It was mostly like NYU, Pace, Hofstra, mostly schools in New York area. And then that started growing, and then my clients kept growing, and it was just that's what happened. Then I started branching off. I started doing DJs and producers, and I did fashion influencers, and then I did some fashion designers, and now I have a fitness influencer. And it's just, you know, it's I kind of have done. I've done singers, worked with singer songwriters.
So you
You
know
know,
a lots and lots and lots of people, right? Like that's you're
yeah,
connected to thousands of different people, companies, platforms, radios, promotional clothing, fashion, music, right? So you do it all, you know, hosting events too, right? Like Essence Festival, Summer Stage.
Can we go back to the this whole intern thing? Because I don't know how this works, but I have a couple LLCs. Um, is it wrong? Let me ask you a question. Do interns get you coffee? Is that I've seen that on TV? Is that something
I
you do?
I mean, that's not how I treat my interns. No. I think in the course of 7 years, I think I've had an intern get me a coffee maybe 3 times in the course of 7 years. Um, I've had internships where that's what I did, and I would never want to put someone
So it's
else
more like a
through
training
that.
program that they actually are going to learn stuff from you.
Exactly. And that's why I had 485 applications for the spring semester, because I have grown my internship program tremendously. There's a lot of university heads that send my internship description to their students and encourage them to apply. Um, it's become like a real thing like over the years. So it's something I'm proud of, and I've worked hard to.
Well, that's why I asked that question, because a lot of times people's images of an intern is like a gopher in the mailroom.
No, 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 no. That's
You know,
not
I
how
want
I do
I want people to
things.
understand that when she's talking about interns, she's talking about on the job training that while you're in college, you can come and learn how it really works. Not what you just learn in college or in school, but you actually get to see day to day. Now,
Correct.
I'm not as good as her. If I could have interns, I mean, you know how hard it is to drive down to Starbucks and get coffee?
Uber Eats, bro.
That's I'm terrible.
I want to add from my personal experience with Roa and the conversations we've had with some projects and some artists. The first thing on her mind is we got to make this work because I want to hire these interns. Like whoever comes on board, like her heart is amazing. Like she wants to keep this thing growing. So whoever goes and starts working with her, whether they're interning during college or for a semester, like she invests into them. She teaches them, and she wants to bring them along on her journey. And that's how I always thought. And then that's when you connect with people like her. Or, I used to think they were rare, but as we're growing this amazing Bapes community around the world, there's just so many good people out there. So that was one of the first things Ro and I talked about was she wants to continue to grow so she can support people and grow her employee base. And I just thought that was just beautiful to hear. And she's always thinking the right way.
Oh,
Thank you.
so she's successful and nice. But do you still live in New York?
So I live part time in New York and part time in LA. I I lived in New York for 8.5 years straight, full time, and I'm sure you can imagine it can be quite exhausting. There's constant overstimulation, and I kind of felt like I had gotten a little burnt out. And I was going to LA a lot because my sister had, her first child, and I really wanted to be involved. And So, and also, obviously, the weather is a million times better. And it's true that sunshine does have, well, for me, it has a big impact on your mood and just everything. So I started spending more time in LA October 2019. And then, I was still doing like 70% in New York still. And then when the pandemic hit, I was in LA for March, April, May straight. And then I started going back again to New York in June. And fast forward, it's kind of like, I don't know, I'd say 60-40 more in LA right now. But now I might be adding Miami to the circuit. So who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. But right now I'm more in LA, but looks like it might be changing. But I'm not sure. I'm just kind of seeing what happens.
Well, awesome. So I'll be doing some cool events for Bapes in LA over the next couple months. So when you're in town, I'll try to make it coordinate with you so you can
I
be a
would love
part.
that.
Yeah, they're going to be fun too. I'm going to be doing a food truck thing with Ashley Green. I'll remember her last name.
Yeah, Ashley Green, the superstar from Twilight, the actress. Yeah.
Yeah, so they have this really cool project that I want Bapes to be a part of. I can't wait. Actually, they're minting, I think, next week or this week. But the thing I wanted to get us into now that we've understood, that you're one of these people that had a vision and went out and made everything happen on your own with no help and actually some suppression, right? Like people trying to hold you down.
Yes.
Gotta love that, right? So the whole scene with the music and whitelist, like I just did a call right before, like an hour before this, with it's a duo. I won't say who they are, but it's a brother and sister. They're very famous, and they're going to be doing a project, an NFT project, and seems like the music industry. And there's about 4 other in the queue for me to work with them. It seems like the music industry wants to figure out a way for the meta to combine forces with them. And music's always been good about collabing, right? Whether it's uh, uh, well, let's go back to the 80s, Run DMC and Aerosmith, right? Um, the Fat Boys and I forget who it was, like, and then you had Post Malone is really great about it, right? He has all those um, collabs. The first one, being with the Migos, or not the Migos, but Quavos from the Migos.
Right.
So all those things are really great. And whenever you collab with people, you seem to do really well, right? So music's been really great about that. So I think it's natural for music to try to find a way to collab with the NFT space. And I've been on a few spaces where people are talking about it. Any clients looking for that sort of thing from your end? And are you already doing some projects like that or in talks about anything like that? You don't have to give the details, but
Yeah. So I do have a few clients that are interested. We haven't solidified anything yet, but it's definitely something that is of interest. And obviously, they're seeing that it's something that's becoming much more, discussed and popular in the entertainment space. And, I think that NFTs are starting to be better understood by more of the population, because I think, at least for me and for my experience, there's a lot of people that for a long time still did not understand the concept. And I think even just in the last few months, with so much going on in the entertainment space that's connected to NFT, not just the entertainment space, but the fashion space, so many conferences. And, I was at even Complex Con that was in November. There was tons of stuff with fashion and NFTs and music and NFTs. And I think just in the last several months, it's really just exploding in a way where people just can't ignore it anymore. You know, it's like when Instagram came out, everyone was like, "What is this?" And some people were on it right away, and some people were like, "No, it's gonna fade away." And obviously, it didn't. Or same thing with TikTok. And I think that's kind of what's happening with the NFT world is it's people are like, "Oh, this thing is not going away. I better learn what's going on so I don't miss the boat entirely."
Right.
So, yeah.
Brought up TikTok, and that there's a good point. It's not that things go away; it's that people just find a better way to do it. So if we rewind a little bit and we go back to MySpace, right? Someone found a better way to do MySpace, and MySpace went off to the side. What's another one? There was a couple that were like Snapchat that came and went. There was they were called Vines. Remember
Oh
Vines,
yeah, Vines, yes.
right? And then they kind of someone came along and said, "Oh, I can do that better." And
Mm-hmm.
so, what people in the NFT space, when we were getting started in this, they were like, Doug, this is going to be a failure because there's no way business people are going to buy NFTs, and you got to really appeal just to the crypto
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
All of that's done a certain way, and you have to be on Ethereum, and you have to do it this way, this way, this way, and this way. And if you don't, it won't work. And like, these people just really treat me like, how they ego you in this business and talk down to you. And
Yeah.
I'm just a lowly manager. No one really knows me. I mean, this is the first time I've been public in like 12 years. I usually just, my clients, you don't know me kind of person. Um, and I got, people just kind of look down on me in calls, it's hilarious. I can tell you some great stories, but now they're all come back and like, hey, Doug, I'm gonna get that whitelist, right? Oh,
Right.
you hooked me up, right? Oh, we should do business together on that BFC tournament, right? Because what I'm saying here is when you find a way to do something better and you pave a path, so like utilities and NFTs, well, guess what? Everyone now, because of us, is talking about utilities and NFTs, and you can't even launch a project if you don't have utility and a purpose behind the NFT. So when we decided in December to go ahead and do this, that's where we started, right? Utility, a purpose. Now, when you put up a PFP with no utility, no purpose, or you try to just do the same old thing, oh, yeah, we're going to make it into a game. And, oh, we're going to give away some merch. People are like, yeah, that's cool, but can I go to Disneyland like Doug's going to do for me? Oh, hey, can I actually meta invest in companies? That's what Doug and them are going to do for me. You got anything like that for me? And now they have to come up with ways to be like what BapesClan is doing.
But that's only just going to advance the NFT space, though.
That's right.
That's just
And
going to produce
someone's
better
going to come
NFTs.
along and do it better than us, right? So that's the way I kind of look at things. When people get too egoed out in their head, and just remember, there's somebody just like Mezz here or Ro. You you could sleep on her, or she'll just figure out a way to go around you. You're William Morris, and you're the big king of the world. Well, she started in your mailroom, and now she just went around you and has her own clients and her own company, and she just find a better way to deal with people, and they love her, and they love her managing them because she treats them like they matter. Right, Ro?
That is right. Yes. Exactly correct. Yeah.
So let's bring up some people and give out and let Ro talk. Ask Ro some questions, and let's give away some whitelist spots. And Ro, why don't you give out some whitelist spots this week on your LinkedIn and on your, I don't know what you got, your Twitter, your LinkedIn. Um, Definitely down for you to do some giveaways and whitelist spots, and really love the fact that you're part of our team here. And I'm really, really just loving your story, and it was amazing. Sorry, I've been coughing all day. It's windy out here in California, so forgive me. And then
No,
I
it's
realized we
fine.
had our own little conversation here, and we haven't given away any whitelist spots. And I don't want people throwing stuff at me. So, Mo, let's bring some people up, bud.
Yeah, we got Michael. I think. What's up, Michael?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Hello. So yeah, this is not my first time up here. I've been to a few of the AMAs for Bapes now. I have two questions, please. One for Ro and one for the team. I'd just like to start off by saying that, I really hope I can be a long time holder of a Bapes NFT. I've been in the project since the beginning. I'm like top 300 rank in the Discord server, so really trying to help the community.
Yeah.
Um,
Awesome.
in terms of my questions, so for Joe, question number one: if you was to give a piece of advice to any of the younger generation around how they can do what you've done, what's that one single most important piece of advice you'd give?
I think that I always think of like horse racing, and the horses have those blinders around their eyes so they can't see the other horses around the track. And they're just focused on what's in front of them. And that's kind of what I have to do on a daily basis. I have to have my blinders on. I have to just trust myself and also be okay with making mistakes, because it is absolutely inevitable that you're going to make tons of mistakes, and that's okay. You can just look at them as learning lessons. And so yeah, just I would just say have the blinders on, go after what you want no matter what anyone tells you, and be okay with making mistakes and continuing to move forward after those mistakes, and being okay with being uncomfortable. Everyone wants instant gratification. Everyone wants to feel comfortable all the time. And that is not the reality of this type of business. I heard a talk once, and someone who was a business, a CEO, a founder, he said that he feels like his life is like jumping out of a plane on a daily basis. And that is so uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable, and just doing it anyway. So that's what I
Yeah.
would.
Thank you. That's a great answer. And my second question is to Doug. So you've brought in, so many great ambassadors. You got so many great people on the team right now. If you could pick one person in the world, dead or alive, that you could bring onto the team and have as an ambassador, who would that person be and why?
The one thing that I'm lacking in my ambassadors, the one thing that I wanted that I don't have, is the either the My Pillow guy or the guy that sells what's the Sham Wow guy. That's what I need. I need somebody that's a real salesman. Get up here and do like 4 Twitter Spaces a day, and like do the Sham Wow cloth and drain it into the bowl, and really just be the really hype pitch man. I would probably want somebody more dynamic than myself. I mean, I'm not really in my space. I'm not really talent, right? So I'm not really supposed to be doing Twitter Spaces. You know why? Because I'm old and grumpy, and I'll probably one of these days say something mean to somebody, and I don't want to. But it's just us old folks. We're kind of set in our ways. So I would have a ShamWow guy, or I'd have 5 Cam Jordans. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
those people are just dynamic. So business people are great. I would say if I was going to do anything, I'd have, somebody a little bit more dynamic than myself. Though I love Elo and Brian and Mo and Ro and all these great business people, I need a ShamWow guy. So if anyone has his contact, I actually prefer the other guy, but he died of a cocaine overdose.
Yeah,
What,
yeah.
Billy?
OxyClean, Billy Blaine.
Yeah, Billy. Great, Billy Mays here. Like that would have been awesome, but unfortunately, I don't. Unless anyone can do a seance and bring that brother back, I think we're just going to have to go with the ShamWow guy. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. You're overcritical on yourself. I think you're great at these AMAs.
I got stage fright, man. I'm not really. I'm the guy that pushes people out onto stage, not goes out on stage. Like, listen, man, we have a contract. If you don't go out there, I'm not going to be able to pay off my 1 week loan with Joey, and Joey doesn't like it when I don't pay on time. You need to get out on stage, So, yeah, I hope that answers the question, and I hope I'm not too wheezy on this thing. But anyway,
Yep. Thank you.
did you get whitelisted yet?
No, not yet.
Rose, is it okay if we give him whitelist today?
Yeah, I actually, I've been promoting quite a bit on the Bapes Discord and on my Instagram and Twitter platforms.
She's been killing it. Yeah.
I have whitelist spots to give away, so he's welcome to send me a message on my Twitter, at my personal Twitter at Mesirow, and I can get him hooked up. I'm happy to do that.
Wow, I'd love that. Thank you. That'd be amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone.
Nice to meet you, Michael. Love the Yankee
And
hat.
you. Oh.
All right, I think we got DeAndre.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Can you hear me?
What's up, DeAndre? Yep.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah, I just want to say I got into this. The first thing that caught my eye was the art. As usual, like most people, I clicked through to the profile, linked into the Discord. 9 times out of 10, once people do that and see what the community is about, it's in and out, and you're gone. This was about 4 weeks ago for me, and I'm still there. I'm loving the community. I'm loving everything you guys are doing. Mo, I just got to tell you, your talents are being wasted, my brother. Your energy is crazy. That talk last Friday, you should be pumping up one of these NFTs that aren't about anything, that have no utility, that don't need your type of energy. Brother.
If I did, then there'd be no energy. All the energy comes from the utility and the amazing community that we have on this project. That's where the energy comes from.
Oh, yeah, I feel it. Yeah, but something that's this strong, your talents are being wasted. Yeah, I'm just saying. And for Ro, inspiration. The thing that stuck with me from what you just said was nothing good in life is planned. And I'm sure a lot of people find that in their life. I find that in my life. A lot of the best things that have ever happened to me just happened by chance and being able to adapt and adjust. So hearing your story, coming up from where you came from and grinding up to the top, I mean, that's a story that resonates with a lot of people. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. It's inspirational, and it doesn't surprise me that somebody like you is an ambassador on for the BapesClan. So really, I don't think I had any questions, but I definitely just wanted to share that you guys are building something that has a fantastic foundation, and it's evident in the amount of people that are in the Discord trying to get in, and
you know what's amazing too? You want to know what's amazing too? Like, yeah, we're fully doxxed. Yeah, we're fully transparent. We got the credibility. We're putting our names on this, on the line, which makes us work even harder. We're confident in the project. But, someone like Ro is on this space talking to the community. It's completely amazing. And
exactly.
It humbles me, that someone who's founded Mezz Entertainment does all these things, juggling this, juggling that, and does everything at such a top level, is in this space wanting to kind of talk about her story so we could be educated and we could be motivated, so we could understand, right? So we could be better.
Yeah.
So thank you.
A lot of these projects, a lot of these ambassadors, so-called, are nowhere to be found. So yeah, I definitely appreciate the transparency, and you guys are reachable. So
yeah. Do you have a whitelist yet, DeAndre?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
We got
hook you up, DeAndre.
I would absolutely appreciate that. That would make my year.
So the other thing though, how are you on shoes, my man? How you doing on shoes?
I consider myself somewhat of a sneakerhead, but I've kind of fallen off of that a little bit. My game could use a little bit of a raise.
So you want to roll like Doug? There's 2 shoes I'm wearing right now, man. black and brown suede lugs and black Air Force Ones.
This guy's rocking the black ones, bro.
Yeah, because I want to be.
He's like that. He's like that. I like the white ones. The white Air Force ones are just clean every day. You know, just gotta keep them clean.
So, if you're interested, we would also like to send you a Doug special, either Air Force Ones or black or brown suede lugs, and that's how.
I gotta stay classic and go with the forces.
Good choice. That's what I think too.
Well, great. Well, if you could send your information, I think Mezz started a trend here, or Rose started. I keep wanting to call her company anyway. So if you could message her, she'll get you a whitelist, and then send her your information, and I'll have one of our people send you. And we're gonna need your shoe size and where you want them sent, obviously, and then we'll get those out to you. Only thing I ask is when you get them, post a pic, man. Post a pic for us that we actually got you the shoes. I want people to know that we didn't just say, "Oh, we're sending you shoes," and not send them. I've been waiting 6 months and I still ain't got my shoes. So let me know.
Got it. You got it. That is no problem at all.
And it was great talking to you today. And I really appreciate the fact that you've been working on the Discord for 4 weeks, and we really appreciate you. And we look forward for your long-term commitment on the BapesClan. But hey, if it goes to 20 ETH for your Bapes, I'm not going to be mad at you if you cash it in. Okay.
I'm here for the long run. I can promise you.
All right, then.
Smart man. Thank you, DeAndre. Really appreciate you. Let's invite Justin here to speak. Justin Stacy.
Hello.
Hey, nice to meet you, Jay.
Hi. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Man, it's been a while. I've been trying to get up on the podium. I think it's been about 2 weeks, ever since you guys started. Thank you. I actually missed a podium where you guys talked about the Meta Mall, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
I guess I just wanted you to expand on that because I missed it, and that's really about it.
I'm going to jump in here on this one, though, because Esposito Enterprises has an actual mall that they're building for gamers in Florida, right? It's the ultimate destination for tournaments and anything to do with the esports. So probably what's going to happen is we're going to build that thing in the mall on the Meta. But what I want to work with Brian is to build it in real life as well. So almost a mirror of each other with that amazing facility that he's. And I might have announced it before he did, but I mean, I know about it, right? And it's really dope.
You did. You let the cat out of the bag, Douglas. Well done.
I know. See, this is why I shouldn't be doing these. I'm terrible.
All good. But yes, exciting things to come. We're always talking about connecting the real life with the metaverse. So be on the lookout. We have great relationships with some of the biggest brands around the world. They go back decades. And we want to be with this community, the conduit, to do it right. Always enhance people's experiences, give them incredible value. And like Douglas said, there's some great things to soon be announced. Properly announced, I should say.
I want to tell Justin, though, how he could benefit and what the utility really is. So we're cool with, we're metaverse agnostic, as Ela would like to say, which means that we don't work on one metaverse only. We work on every single metaverse that we could get our hands on, right? Brian's cool with Raul, I believe, from Somio Space. So we're actually doing an entire planet, right? Planet of the Bapes in the metaverse, right? And on this planet, we're going to commercialize, we're going to produce, whether it's a real estate, a lounge, a club, a park, whatever it is, airports, or the mall, right? And what the mall is it could be 5 floors, it could be 10 floors, it could be 100 floors, right? With all these different brands. And what's in it for the brands is this. You go to a brand like Mo Vuitton, right? Let's say that's the brand store, right? You go to Mo Vuitton and you say, hey, how many sales do you get online versus in store, right? Let's be honest. They get lots more online because you have to go into the store And online, you just do it from your own house. But if you could amplify an immersive experience with the user, the customer now, they could actually try on Movaton hoodies and Movaton scarves and all these different pieces of merchandise, and they could just buy it from within their own house. You put on the headset instead of going online and searching it up and not knowing if it's going to fit you or how it's going to look on you. No, you could actually see how it's going to look with VR technology now. And what's in it for the BapesClan holders is these companies are going to pay the BapesClan rent, right, for the store, right, to have a rent, to have a place in the store in the mall. They're going to pay us, right? Every single all this will go back into the meta fund, which is divided up to every single BapesClan holder. That's number one. So you're getting kind of like the rent money for them to even have this commercialized store. Number two is for every single transaction that not only happens inside the mall, but happens on our entire planet.
So you gotta, some of those things you gotta wait for. You can't. I have to stop you, right? So you hold the Doug yourself. You got to stop, Mo. You can't tell them all that stuff yet. So
that means it's a good question.
Yeah, it's a good question. We're definitely going to be in the metaverse and that mall. Going into details how all the transactions work. First, we got to clear it with the lawyers and the business folks and make sure what's legal, what's not legal, how it works, because we're talking about a DAO, we're talking about meta investing. So there are some details we have to work out for each deal. Some deals will be partnerships. Some will be like Mo was describing. So it won't always be one certain way with every certain person. So I just want to make sure that most of the stuff we talk about after the mint, because after the mint is when people really look to make sure you're going to still have the utility.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate it, guys. I don't think I have any more questions.
Thank you, Justin. You got whitelist, bro?
I do not. I've been waiting. I've been waiting.
I can put you on the list if you want to send me a message to my personal Twitter, Mesirow, Mezzirow.
Okay.
I can put you on the whitelist. Happy to do that.
Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate it so much.
Absolutely.
Let me invite Up Only here. What's up, Up Only? Love seeing you on these AMAs.
What's up, everyone? Can you hear me all right?
I know you're an OG, right?
Been here since 50K actually, but not officially.
But you got the role though, right?
No, I don't have the role.
Oh, you're on the whitelist though, right?
No, not yet. I'm still just the regular blue guy in the chat. Unfortunately.
I think Ro will hook you up, or we'll hook you up. But yeah, go ahead.
That sounds fantastic, man. Thanks. I just want to say congratulations to everybody on the trailer specifically. Had me so fired up, Mo. When you were on that, I was ready to run through a wall, bro. So I know 100K is right around the corner, and it's obvious this entire project is becoming, if not already, the gold standard in NFT, even though the launch isn't official yet. And just hearing Ro's story, it honestly sounds like you're the gold standard in your industry. Although I don't know much about it, just hearing your story, and as a fellow New Yorker, I've lived here my whole life. I know how hard it can be to make it in this place, and you're not, only surviving. Obviously, you're thriving. And I just had more of like a leadership question for you, just because I loved hearing just your mindset and how you think about things. It sounds like you've gone from, both ends of the spectrum, and obviously now it sounds like you're a mentor and a guide for so many others. And I think that come, obviously, you're yourself out working 7 days a week, everything you mentioned before. Sometimes it can kind of leave you empty, I guess, by over pouring out your cup into others. I know how important it can be to have mentors in your life to kind of pour into your cup, so to kind of build you back up. So I'm sure at this point in your career, maybe you have some mentors you can lean on, and when things get tough and all that. So if you could just share maybe who some of those mentors are, how they've affected you, maybe some lessons you learned. I just feel like that could be a really important lesson for people who are just starting to succeed in life and things like that, and how we could be thinking about that. So thank you for your time.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I I have been very lucky throughout my journey. I do have some incredible mentors, some people that have, they saw it early on when I started working with my first client. They saw the passion that I had and the drive. And, you know, like I said, it wasn't planned. None of it was planned. And it was people that you know, I'll tell you a story. I'll tell it quickly. Basically, my first client, she had gone to the NYU Clive Davis Institute for Recorded Music. So when I first started working with her, my first thought was, okay, I need to obviously get in touch with some music executives, but they don't know me, they don't know who I am. Why would they give me the time of day? And so I was like, okay, I should find music execs that went to NYU so that there's a connection with my client. And long story short, I researched several people who had gone to NYU, and I jumped through some some hoops to put myself in their space, to get in front of them and talk to them about what I was doing with my client. And you know, that's just one example. I basically, he worked at SiriusXM. He was a program director for Hip Hop Nation and Shade 45, and he wouldn't meet with me, and so I applied for a job there that I didn't want, that was below what I wanted. I was a part-time assistant job. I got an interview, and I really just wanted to get into the building. And after my interview, I asked the guy to bring me over to this other guy's office, the one I really wanted to meet with. And so I just wanted to get in the building. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because, I didn't know that that guy was going to end up being in my life 7 years later, being one of my biggest cheerleaders and helping me build up my company. But you never know what's going to happen. You never know who you're going to have an effect on and who's going to hear you speak and be like, I want to help that person. I want to be a part of their journey. I believe in what they're doing. And so, yes, I do have mentors. And, I've had other ones come and go, and some of them stay, some of them go. It's like anything else. But the most important thing is to just keep learning and put yourself out there to meet people. I know it's a little more difficult now, but if there's an event, go to it. If there's a talk, go to it. Everything you can possibly do, go to it. I would not be where I am today without the help of people that I could, that I could talk to when things were really difficult. And I needed someone to help keep me going, and remind me who I am and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that, they say don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle happens. Because when it's so painful, you're probably really close to where you're trying to go. And that's when most people quit. I don't
Wow.
know if I answered your question.
Yeah,
But
that was fantastic, and I'd just like to say I'm extremely proud of you. Honestly, you're inspiring a lot of people in this chat, and just it's incredible that to be part of this community and rub shoulders with people like you that I definitely would never have met or learned from, maybe without this project. So incredibly humbled to be here, and I appreciate everyone's time.
Really
well,
appreciate.
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, really appreciate you up only. Thank you so much, and I want to get you on that whitelist, bro.
Yeah, send me a message on my Instagram, and we'll get you a whitelist spot.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So, Mo, we're going to give out 20 whitelist spots just from BapesClan for everyone that attended the space.
Yep.
If you also want to see if Rose sends you a whitelist spot from today, make sure you message her. So I think Sherry's in here. Sherry, pick out randomly 20 people. Also, we're going to be actually publicly announcing our Twitter giveaway whitelist spots, because I guess we were doing it different than other people were. We were basically adding you to a list, and then when we were ready, we were going to collect your information. So starting tomorrow and thereafter,
Today, actually.
or
We're actually
today,
going to announce it today, yeah.
yeah, we're going to start posting up the winners from each space, which is, you would think I would know this, right, for marketing purposes. But also, all the people that have won in the past, they will also be DM'd through our process, which will only be from our official Twitter. There's been about 20 Twitters made and people messaging people on Discord through the Twitter. If it isn't the BapesClan Twitter or the one that Mo announces through our official Twitter, and it's not our official email and it's not our official people, don't you believe it. Don't do
Don't
it.
do it.
Right?
Right?
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
we're going to close it up
close
right
it
now.
up right now.
We're going to close
We're
it up,
gonna close it up.
give up the
Give up the
20.
20.
If you guys tuned, you will know that tomorrow and tonight on Discord, we are having special games and prizes with our mods who will be giving out whitelist on the Discord. So a lot of the people on the Discord for the last 2 weeks, man, they were like, man, I've been here grinding. I ain't got it yet. Well, that's because part of our marketing plan was to do a bunch of cool games, give out whitelist spots, give out some money, give out some prizes. And it was all planned. So expect the mods to be playing some cool games on Discord and giving out whitelist spots. We have a lot of whitelists to give out. So be on the Discord, be active there as well, and join every one of these Twitter spaces. Ro, thank you so much for all your time today. I know we went overtime and really appreciate you. And I really appreciate Jay Lissa, who was listening the whole time and supporting us, and all the other ambassadors that are in here. And Ro, if you have anything left you want to say to people, the floor is yours.
Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. Thank you so much again for having me. I really, really enjoyed this. Please feel free to reach out to me on Twitter, company Twitter, Mezz Entertainment, or Mezz Entertain, and then my personal is Mesirow, Mezzirow. I'm always looking for good people to join what I'm working on, and yeah, I'm happy to talk. I know that it's a daily grind where, like, whatever your endeavors are, it's most likely there's a grind somewhere, and I get it. And if I can help, I'm happy to do so. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you so much, Ro. It was honestly a pleasure. I learned so much, and I can't wait to speak to you again.
So in the future, we're also going to play music when we leave as well, and as well as when we're starting. So we're going to try to up our game on these spaces, since we'll be doing these spaces now and for the next couple, 2-3 years, I'd imagine. We're going to start making them a little bit more entertainment friendly and easier to listen to. I've been paying attention to other spaces that do well, and I was like, oh, they really taking these seriously. So we'll up our game. We'll get better. And we appreciate you all for turning out tonight, and good luck to all the people that won whitelist tonight and those that are messaging Mezz Entertainment for theirs. She's going to give you those. Plus, we're giving out another 20. We appreciate you all, and have a great night.
Thank you.
Guys. Take care. See you, Ro.
Take care. See ya.